What's up, everyone? All right, so here we are. We're at the end of the week. It's Friday, the day after the 4th of July, and as predicted, today was Wild Card Friday. I was not expecting anything crazy, but I was keeping an open mind because I know that we sort of have this history that Fridays, usually nothing happens. Usually they're boring, but sometimes Fridays give us a big surprise, and today we had a couple of surprises. We had KPTI, which was continuation from the move that started well, it was on Tuesday, or Wednesday. So KPTI, a little bit of continuation there. That for me, with a float over 50 million shares, I really felt like the risk was too high. I was just like, didn't feel comfortable on it. So that one I left alone, but OASM was gapping up 50% at the open this morning. A lighter volume stock, higher float stock, and a little bit of a lower price. So again, I really wasn't sure it was going to be A quality for me. Look at these tomato plants growing here. We've got some green tomatoes. That one does have a few. It's a nice, maybe a nice garden to work in, as long as you don't get too close to the edge. Let's see how far down it goes. Yeah, it goes down. But anyway, so OASM, I didn't think there was a lot of potential in it, really. I sort of was like, nah, it's probably not going to do much. Float's too high, price too low, no interest. Well, the bell rings and it shoots up to $2.20, $2.30, $2.40. And I'm like, wow, this thing is moving fast. So I end up jumping in it. It squeezes up to $2.50, $2.60, $2.70, $2.80, $3, hits a high at $3.12 and gets halted. Halted for 5 minutes. It resumes. It hits a high of $3.43. I actually added at $3.40 because I thought it was going to break over the $0.50 and then stopped out coming back down. But I still finished with over $4,000 of profit. Actually, no, it was $3,800. I was up over $4,000 and then as it came down. But you know what? Close enough. A near $4,000 green day. I can feel pretty good about that. Trading from Italy, trading on vacation. You know, that's the dream. It's just to be able to do this with an hour a day. So another green day, gonna be happy about that. And that makes it 4 green days to start the month of July. $14,000 of profit on the week. Live to trade another day. Be back at it first thing Monday morning. All right, I'll see you guys on Monday. Hey everyone. All right, so we're going to do our midday market recap here for Friday. Wildcard Friday, as expected. I thought there was a potential that we would get a bit of a crazy move today, and we definitely got it on OASM. Really surprising action. When I first opened my laptop at 7 a.m. Eastern time, because of course I'm still in Italy, I saw the leading gapper was OASM, and so I was like, I was kind of bored, so I was like, all right, I'll check it out. It's interesting, and the stock was up 50%. I'll just go to 920. A solid gap. OASM up 48% coming into the open. 53 million share float. With that type of float, I was just like, that's nice. It's got a big gap, but that's probably not going to be anything I'm going to trade. The float's so big, it's probably not going to move. It's probably going to sell off. So I really didn't think much of it. The bell was about to ring. I was watching KPTI. KPTI out of the gates, choppy. I mean, I didn't trade it. I followed my rules on it. This one, I had to exercise some self-control because I wanted to jump in. I mean, I was seeing the potential, and I was like, oh, this thing could rip over 1050, which is sort of this pre-market flag here. You see this little pre-market pivot at 1046. I was like, it could rip over that level, squeeze right up here to the high of 1084, and then pop over 9, continue higher. So I was into it, but the bell rings. It pops up here to 1040. This is a 10-second chart. It comes up, it sort of holds, and then it flushes down to 1015. And at that point, there was a part of me that was like, oh, this looks like a short. And I had easy to borrow shares on it, But I said, no, don't go do that. It's Friday. Don't be crazy. So just leave it alone. So I didn't short it. And then it rips back up, and I was like, man, that's what you call the old bear trap. Trapped the short sellers right down here, rips through the highs, long traders buy the break of 1040, short sellers cover. You get that quick squeeze up to 1060, but only 20 cents. So not really that big. And then it comes back down, rips up, drops down. This is what we call choppy price action. This isn't easy to trade, whether you're long or short. This is difficult to trade. So nothing for me on it. I could have scalped right here, the break of 1040, and I almost did, but then I said, no, just don't do it. It's not worth it. It could drop right back down to 1010, and instantly you're going to have a big loss. So left it alone, followed the rules, exercised some self-control, which is good. And then all of a sudden, OASM starts hitting the high-day Momo scanner. And I was like, all right, well, it hit it at 90, right out of the gates. It hit it again at 91, 94, 95, $2. And I pulled it up, and I was like, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I just don't think it's going to do much. So let's back this up for a second. I'm really surprised. It's pretty rare to see this type of move. So it hits 2, and then it starts to open up. And then on this candle right here, it pops to 230. And I was like, whoa, what is going on with this thing? And so on this next candle, this is where I started to buy. I was like, you know what? I'm going to jump in this thing. I'm going to see what happens. So I jumped in, and it squeezes up to 69. It then squeezes up to 294, and then it hits a high of 312 and gets halted on a circuit breaker. And I'm, really surprised that it's up 60 cents per share for my entry. So coming out of the halt, I'm thinking, this thing, it has room on the daily. It's got news today. It's clearly moving really fast. I'm thinking this might squeeze up to $4, maybe higher. So coming out of the halt, I ended up adding at 40 right here. So I added at 40, and it hit a high of 43, and then dropped right back down. Sold at 313 and 288, and sold kind of the rest as it just came back down. I don't know what to say on it. It just sort of, it took off really quickly, and it looked like it had a lot of potential. And I sort of jumped in, midway on the move up. It gapped higher, up a full dollar per, well, not quite $1 per share, but up pretty nicely from that 250 entry there, and then all the way back down. So now it's back up to the VWAP. It's still up 82% on the day, which is pretty significant, but yeah, a little strange. You don't typically expect that type of move from a float of 55 million shares. So the fact that it started moving, I was willing to jump in, and then it just came right back down. So it's sort of weird stuff, but typical, I guess, of Wild Card Friday. And then that was it. I didn't take trades on anything else. CR, VS, I was sort of watching it, but I felt like by the time I saw it, I would be chasing it. It didn't give the cleanest 5-minute setup to be a buyer. It sort of did a little, early break and a pullback, and then it opened up right there. So followed the rules, didn't chase it. PEC, P-E-C-K, I saw a couple people mentioning it. Today could potentially be the first green day since June 17th. But the volume is next to nothing. And, it on the one hand, yeah, it kind of has room to move up towards 8 or maybe higher. On the other hand, it's got the moving average resistance point, so, and there's no news on it. And without the volume, I just don't think it's going to happen. So, yeah, anyways, a green day, just under $4,000 of profit. That puts me up a little over $13,000 on the week, which is overall, a terrific week. $13,000 trading from Italy. That's something I can feel pretty good about. Last week, well, it was a red week, and it was self-inflicted, as I guess any red week would be. Took a little too much size, got a little too aggressive on one trade, and that gave me a $14,000 loser. So the other days were kind of a wash. and really that one trade just kind of ruined that whole week. So I'm flat over the last 2 weeks, which is not the most impressive. However, coming off the lows and curling back up. So I'd always like to be on the upswing and the beginning of the next hot streak. Hot streaks for me often are anywhere from $75,000 to $150,000 of profit, a good hot streak. So if we're at the beginning of one now, things should only be looking up from here. And so that's exciting. And July is typically a decent month, and then August and September can be a little, August especially, on the slower side. But anyways, finishing the day here, finishing the week, and I'll be back at it first thing on Monday morning. So I encourage you guys who haven't already checked out our 4th of July sales to check them out. Nothing better than celebrating freedom and independence by learning a skill that can help free you from the 9-to-5 job. All right, so hopefully I'll see a lot of you guys in the chat room first thing Monday morning. I will be live streaming again from Italy, and I'll see if I can have another $10,000 week and pay for my plane ticket home. All right, I'll see you guys first thing Monday morning. Bye, everyone.
If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.